Avatar: The Last Airbender came out on Netflix and a lot of people cherished it. But also a lot of people got immeasurably disappointed as well. But I, on the other hand, being a sincere fan of the original series, just didn't care that much. Which technically puts me in the second group, but I was honestly impressed with the CGIs. And only the CGIs. Everything else for me was a downgrade. And I can also understand why some people would like it, and the explanation for that, in my opinion, would be that they haven't already watched the original series. I actually watched the first episode of the Netflix Avatar with my younger cousin who hasn't watched the original series. And at first he was very skeptical about it, but at the end, he absolutely enjoyed it. By the end of the episode 1, it was 1 a.m. and I was very tired, but he wanted to just watch another one. So I guess it's not as terrible as people say. However, that's not why I wanted to make this video. In case you don't know what I'm talking about here, I'm specifically talking about the word Gyat. So while I'm watching the Netflix series and when I hear the name Gyatso, the first thing that pops in my mind is Gyat. So I was like, you know what? Let's make a Gyatso GIF from the Among Us twerking meme back in 2019, whatever it was from, while I'm talking about the show. So I'm just gonna have a montage of me working around with Photoshop trying to make this work, and by any means I'm not an artist, so I don't know how to draw, so I'm just gonna try to edit it in a way that it's acceptable. The first thing that popped in my mind was everything is mashed up together so they can put it into 8 episodes. And I was not happy about it. For example, how they meet Jet or the other engineer guy, or how they mix the story of the face stealer with Heibai. It just feels too forced. And as a result, the performance of the actors is lackluster as well, but you can't do that much with the writing being all over the place. And one of the most important things that I can't emphasize is that the tension between the characters is just too weak. And one great example that I like to make is, spoilers, when Zuko wears the blue mask and saves Aang from the impenetrable prison, and then Zuko gets shot by an arrow and then Aang saves him, right? In the original series, once Zuko wakes up, Aang is the only one that is making conversation. Aang starts talking like, you know what's the worst thing about being away for 100 years? I miss all of my friends. I used to always visit my friend Kuzan from the Fire Nation. Do you think if we knew each other back then, we could have been friends as well? And all of this conversation goes on without Zuko saying a word. And at the end, he does the fire fist, right? But in the Netflix version, Zuko starts talking about his past, motivation, and basically opens up to Aang, right? Whereas in the original, Zuko is not ready yet to see Aang anything less than an enemy. There is a development phase, and then he opens up later on in the series. There is the same problem with all of the other characters as well, so Kitara, Sokka, all of them feel flat, almost. Funny enough, the only actor that I was actually impressed by was the random Earth Kingdom soldier, where they captured General Iroh and he's talking about his past and family and whatever, and he actually manages to convey his emotions. You can actually feel that he's angry and sad, and when you look into his eyes, you can actually feel those emotions. At the end of the day, it's just Netflix, right? I feel like this series will be forgotten, or at least be remembered as when you want to recommend this series to one of your friends, you be like, you don't want to watch the Netflix series, you want to watch the original one, It's gonna be remembered like that. And so I don't necessarily think that the actors did a bad job. It's just when everything is rushed, the actors naturally can't bring out the emotions of the characters and make them feel alive and, like how they should be. And with these Netflix remakes and adaptations, I feel like it's always a gamble because, you don't want them to be a one-on-one copy, because if it is, then what's the point? You're going to watch the original because that's why you originally wanted to make a remake off of them, right? Because they were like such a successful series. But then if it's not a one-on-one copy, then you need to like make changes. And when you make changes, the viewers and the fans of the original one are going to be upset. And it's just like, it's just like a dilemma that can't really be solved with these adaptations. So with that being said, this is the final results of the Gyatso GIF. And I know it looks terrible, but this is the best that I could do. There you have it, the stupid Gyatso meme that no one asked for. So thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe, it really helps. And I'm gonna try to make more videos, and I'm starting to record my face as well. But yeah, any support really helps. And this was Radical Edgy. Until next time.